Here is your 500-word YouTube script for Nextgen World about when two B-17s piggybacked, no headings, no bold text. Welcome back to Nextgen World, the home of extraordinary stories, groundbreaking technology, and the moments in history that changed aviation forever. If you're new here, make sure to join our growing family of next-gen thinkers as we explore the incredible events that shaped the skies above us. Today, we dive into one of the most unbelievable incidents ever recorded during World War II, the day when two B-17 flying fortresses ended up piggybacking in midair and still managed to survive long enough to make aviation history. Our story begins in 1945, during an intense bombing mission over Europe. The B-17, known as the Flying Fortress, was a giant of its era, strong, durable, and built to bring crews back home even when heavily damaged. But on this particular mission, something truly unimaginable happened. Two B-17s, flying through heavy enemy fire and thick flak, collided in midair. Not in a typical way, but in a way no pilot or engineer could have ever predicted. One B-17 accidentally landed directly on top of another. Its landing gear became locked into the fuselage of the lower aircraft, creating a bizarre and terrifying piggyback formation. Against all logic, they became stuck together, two massive bombers flying as one, each carrying engines, fuel, and crew members who were now fighting for survival in a situation no one had ever trained for. The pilots of both planes felt the violent shock of impact. The upper plane's engines were still running, and its weight pressed down on the wings of the lower aircraft. Inside both bombers, crew members scrambled to understand what had happened. Some tried to communicate, some could only hold on. At 20,000 feet, with the wind howling and the structure creaking, no one believed they could stay airborne for more than a few seconds. But the B-17's legendary strength revealed itself once again. The lower aircraft somehow remained controllable. The pilot steadied his nerves, fought the vibration, and kept the combined weight of both bombers level. The crews were in shock. The upper B-17 crew had little chance to escape. Many of them were trapped, unable to reach the exits as the two planes held together by twisted metal and fate. For several minutes that felt like hours, the piggybacked aircraft continued to fly. Other pilots watched in disbelief, reporting the bizarre sight to command. No one had ever seen anything like this. Eventually, the upper B-17 could no longer hold. It broke free and crashed into the fields below. But the miracle didn't end there. The lower B-17, despite catastrophic damage, managed to limp back toward friendly territory. The pilot guided the wounded plane as far as he could. Though it ultimately crash-landed, several members of the crew survived, thanks to incredible skill, bravery, and the near-indestructible engineering of the Flying Fortress. This unbelievable moment remains one of the most iconic stories in aviation history, reminding us of both the chaos of war and the strength of human courage. If you want more rare aviation stories and next-generation breakthroughs, stay tuned to Nextgen World.